Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Smael 8043. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Addy's Dive 2035, and Grogo's wearing my Podagar 924B. Grogo said Ben Solo told him that Han Solo asked 3PO to teach him some bocce. Grogo asked him why. Ben said it's kind of gross. He heard his mom whisper to Han, "I love it when you talk bocce to me." Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It did not come in a box. This is an ultra affordable watch, and they rarely do. It did come with instructions though, but actually setting this watch is fairly intuitive, so I don't think you're going to need those. This is the third Smael on my channel. Smael makes ultra affordable quartz watches that bear a striking resemblance to Casio G-Shocks. Of course, an ultra affordable watch is not going to have a G-Shock's ruggedness, plus there are going to be a lack of features. But if you want a digital analog watch that looks nice and tells the time, then for $12 you're getting a decent watch. Sure, you are not getting synchronized hands and instead have a separate crown to operate and set the analog. You are not getting world time or a daylight savings flag, nor are you getting a year, so you'll have to handle those pesky February 29th on your own. 5 alarms? No, you get 1 alarm and you're going to like it. There are 8 different colorways if you don't like the yellow. I chose the yellow because it also had red, green, and blue on the dial and seemed to be the loudest, most fun option of the 8. The watch is 49.2 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, so it's a big boy. It's 54.4 millimeters lug to lug. It's 17.8 millimeters thick, and the lug width really doesn't apply, but it's 29.5 millimeters where the strap meets the case, and weighs 59 grams on the supplied. I don't know if this is plastic or resin. It said the case was plastic. I don't know the difference. Plastic is petroleum based and resin is plant based, so that's about it. The watch has an analog and digital display. Let's focus on the analog first. We have the chapter ring with blue indices with little hollow trapezoids at the majors and filled in thinner trapezoids at the minors, and nothing here at the 3 because it says sports. Then we have the hands. We have loomed hands and a loomed lollipop second hand. And it looks like the second hand hits the marks. And if it misses, it's so far away from the marks that you're never going to really notice or care. And as I mentioned in the montage, you control the analog with this crown. It is not synchronized with the digital. So now that we've gone over the analog, let's focus on the digital. Up top we have the month and the day, and there is no year, so this does not handle leap year. So on leap year you'll have to do February 29th on your own. And then we have the day of the week. And once again, since there's no year, this is totally separate from the day and the month. You'll have to set it separately. And then we have the hour, minute, and seconds. Then if we hit the mode button, it puts us into stopwatch mode to start it. And it does do split time. And then we have one alarm. There's not 5 like a lot of watches, but I never use 1 alarm, let alone 5, so I don't really care. And that's it. Then you hit it again, it puts it into set mode. And then the reset button switches which one you're going to change. And then the start button actually sets it. I originally thought you couldn't set it to 24-hour mode, but you can. What you do then is when you have it on hour here and you're cycling the hours up, right now it says P for PM. So what you do though is you just keep going past PM, and then you see the H there, and that puts you in 24-hour mode. And as you can see there, you could set it to 1300, 1400. So yeah, it does, I was wrong, it does do 24-hour mode. And when you're done, just hit the mode button again. Then the crown is just a push-pull. You're not going to have a screw down because you only get 50 meters of water resistance. Let's check out the crown action. Doesn't feel real loose, but let's see if we get that annoying minute hand jump when we press it. Jumped a little bit. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, it's going to jump. So that's always annoying, but that's just the reality of cheap quartz watches. Here, let's see if I hold it and press it down if it helps. Yeah, that helped. So you just got to make sure you hold the crown when you press it in, since it's so loose. And we have the pushers. They're pretty self-explanatory. We got the start, the reset, the mode, and the light. Here's the backlight. Backlight's pretty good. It's nice and even. Sometimes on these digital watches, the backlight will be in the corner and it will light up part of the watch pretty good, but not the rest of it. But no, this is very even. So I like that. The crystal is plastic or acrylic, not glass. And it seems fine, does the job. And yeah, you'll scratch up plastic or acrylic more than you will glass, but the bezel does stick up past it pretty good, so it kind of acts as a guard. Then there's this thing. I don't know what it's for. It just looks, I guess. It's pretty, it doesn't do anything. Then we have the case. Case is just plastic. It says plastic in the ad, so once again, I tried to explain the difference between plastic and resin. One's petroleum-based, one's plant-based. That's the main difference. Supposedly resin's a little bit more durable, but who knows. Then we have the case back. The case back is stainless steel. It's held on by 4 little screws, Phillips head screws. Then it says 5 ATM water resistant, stainless steel back, Japan movement, and then gives the Smael name and the model number, and then shows the guy swimming, because since it's 50 meters, you should be able to swim with it. I don't know how accurate their water testing is, though, and I don't have anything to test the water resistance. I don't know the movement. I'm not going to unscrew these little tiny screws to look at it. It does say Japanese in the ad and on the case back. So I'm assuming it's Japanese. So most Japanese movements are either based on Seiko's or Miyota's. So I don't know which one it is. Then we have the strap. The strap is a G-Shock style, held on with these screws. So you're probably not going to change the strap, even if you found something that fit, because why would you? Because it just would ruin the look of the watch. Strap feels nice. Once again, I don't know if it's resin or plastic. It doesn't say, but it feels good. It's definitely not silicone, I can tell you that much, because it doesn't have that slick feel to it. Then it has one floating keeper. Then it has the buckle sign, and it has 2 prongs. And oddly enough, though, the end only is sloped on one side, but not the other. And it does make putting it in here more difficult. It doesn't seem difficult now, but when you're actually trying to put it on your wrist, it does. I wish it was sloped on both sides. I don't know why they did that. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It's a big boy. It's chunky, but it's so light you can hardly tell it's on. Plus the strap goes down pretty good, so I don't think you're going to get too much overhang unless your wrist is smaller than 7. And I have 4 notches left, so you should be able to wear this if you're 8.5, no problem. And if you're bigger than 8.5, then you're probably going to need a different watch because you're not going to be changing the strap on this one. I guess you could poke some holes in it. But yeah, it looks nice. It's nice and colorful. It's kind of fun. It's a fun watch, and my channel is called Fun with Watches. Here we are in the Lume room. A watch like this really doesn't need Lume since it has a backlight, but since it has it, we're going to test it. As we speed up the time, all I can say is, wow, this surely doesn't look like the Lume of a $12 watch. It is still going strong and is so much better than I ever expected. If Smael can use Lume like this on an ultra affordable watch, then why can't more? What do I like about this watch? Well, it's fun and colorful. And I like this backlight because it lights up the whole watch evenly. And it really has good hand lume for a $12 watch. What are my gripes and groans? Well, very limited features in the digital part. Loose crown action makes setting the analog part difficult. And I didn't mention it in my review, but it's got this fake subdial here. It's just sitting there useless. It doesn't do anything. Not sure why they put that there. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. It looks great, it's fun, and is only $12. Sure, it won't survive a 10-meter fall on hard concrete, but if you break it, just buy another. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Smael 8043, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.